your name, please?
My name is Kenneth Roberts.
Number 2.
My name is Kenneth Roberts.
Number 3.
My name is Kenneth Roberts.
And listen, if you will, to Kenneth Roberts' cycling story. I, Kenneth Roberts, am the youngest rider to win the American Motorcycle Association's National Championship. Previously, I won both the junior and novice titles. Coming out of a 31-degree bank turn at a speed of 170 miles an hour, your motorcycle actually leaves the ground, drifting as much as 10 feet off your original lane. The exhilaration of it all is worth whatever danger. Once, while driving at a relatively slow 100 miles an hour, my rear wheel came off. I was okay, though. Motorcycle racing has been tremendously rewarding to me, particularly when you consider that I was a high school dropout. As the #1 racer in the country, my yearly winnings are in the neighborhood of $200,000. Signed, Kenneth Roberts. Okay, man who rides a bike, but not for $200,000 a year, Gene, or maybe it's something I don't know about. Gene Rayburn?
No, I don't ride mine in competition. I just do it for sightseeing. Motorcycling is a marvelous way to sightsee. It really is.
And you look straight ahead.
Yeah, that's right. Number 1, are you related to, or do you have any idea who Tony Roberts is?
No, I don't.
Number 2, tell me, why does the cycle leave the ground?
As it's coming out of the curve, there's an aerodynamic force due to the high wind. There's a tremendous amount of wind. The cycle's going 175 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And thusly, the cycle will go into the air.
And number 3, how many cubic centimeters does your engine displace?
Well, the one I raced in Daytona was 750.
And was it made in this country, number 3?
Yes, it was.
And...
Kenny, have you ever ridden a motorcycle or on one?
Certainly.
Did you like it?
Oh, great fun.
Yeah.
I have. It's surprising, I know, but I have.
Surprising.
Yes, it was during the taxi strike. My secretary had a motorcycle.
A chauffeur did a little bit. It was a three-wheeler with a chauffeur. Okay, go on.
Number 1, it says here that you make nearly $200,000 a year. What are you doing with your money?
Hiding it.
Good for you. You're keeping it, in other words. You're saving it. That's wonderful. Number 2, I know somebody called Evel Knievel, right? Is that a motorcycle racer?
No, he's not.
What does he do?
He jumps.
Oh, he's a stunt thing. I see. Number 3, what is it? What is it that you have to do to win this extraordinary competition?
Well, you have to accumulate points. You have to win so many championships over the year or over the season. And the man who accumulates the most points is declared Grand National Champion.
Number 2, where do you race?
My biggest race is Daytona in Florida.
And where do you accumulate the other points?
So far, 2 out of 2 of us have ridden on a motorcycle. Nancy, you had experience on those life?
Yeah, okay. I've owned a few. Number 1, which hand is the throttle in on your bike?
The right hand.
Still with number 1, do you have a foot gear or a cable gear that goes to the handlebar? You shift the gears with your feet or your hands?
The feet.
I see. Number 2, are there other riding skills involved in this championship or just speed of racing?
Yeah, there's dirt racing if you want to talk about asphalt and dirt racing, but it's just speed.
No, I just mean other skills on the bike. All right, number 3, what happens if you apply just the front brakes when you're going at a reasonably fast speed?
Well, if you apply it too quickly, you go with handlebars.
What happens if you take the back brakes singly?
Back brakes,
Yes.
there's always a chance of skidding.
I see. All right, number 1, again, you say in the neighborhood, is that all winnings? Do you have to actually win that money in prizes, or is there some paid to this?
It is prizes.
Just prizes.
Okay. All right, I'm going to ask you because I've asked everyone else, Peggy. I know you've been on a motorcycle, right?
Never in my life I wouldn't think of this.
Oh, heaven. Okay. Back to the dubs.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Number 1, how many miles do you get to a gallon?
The one I rode at Daytona, it's 180 miles an hour, 18 miles a gallon.
Gee, that's pretty good. Number 2, have you ever been hurt?
No more than just being shook up.
One time I had a busted toe, but that's it.
What are you doing, dragging your feet?
No, I got my foot got taken out of the bike one time.
Number 3, how old were you when you started to ride a motorcycle?
When I first started,
Yeah.
I was about 8 years old.
Well, a real live, true motorcycle you ride?
Midget.
Number 1, are you under contract to any motorcycle company? I mean, you drive just one motorcycle?
Yes, just one motorcycle.
What kind of bike do you ride?
I ride the Yamaha motorcycles.
But I just wonder because it says it's American, that's Japanese.
Yamaha, you keep hearing. When I was a kid, there were two kind of motorcycles.
Indian and Harley.
Harley Davidson, that's right. That's the Indian and the Scout and the Chief and the Harley Davidson. But enough of me. Let us talk about you, panel. If you will mark your ballots, please. See how they come out. We will begin the voting with the man who started the questioning, G. Rayburn.
Yes, sir. Well, number 3 gave some good answers. The one thing you don't want to do on a motorcycle is apply the front brake only.
Oh, no.
It really will go right over the handlebars. It's true, riding regular bicycles, too. Number 1 has that laconic, no nervous look that a motorcycle rider would have to have in order to do this kind of racing.
I always try to look like that. I never. What's your
Well,
decision?
you know, I know a great deal about
I know
motorcycles.
you do.
But I base my whole judgment on the fact that when Nipsey asked number 1 which side the throttle was on, he smiled indulgently.
Nipsey, it's up to you to tell Kitty whether or not that answer you got was right after the indulgent smile.
Well, it was enough to influence me because a rider will think the gear is over here and brakes are here and the throttle is on the right-hand side. So that was what swayed me. And also, I didn't get to ask anybody about the fuel mixture, but on the strength of that answer, I went with number 1.
Look at the Peggy, everybody is on number 1. You have the one chance to move away or stay with it. It's all up. Big dramatic moment. It's
You know
yours.
something? I just realized I goofed.
Oh, no. Oh, dear.
Yeah, I was gonna vote for 3 because he's so southern, and I figure all good motorcycle riders are southerners. But
That's true.
I voted for 2. Don't listen.
Well, what do you know?
I goofed.
The lone bastion of independence
And number 3 is smile.
in this profitable sea of faces here. There it is. 3 for 1, 1 for 2, and none for 3. And will the real Kenneth Roberts please stand up?
And we can't blow it twice in one show.
Oh, okay. Well done, Dan. Good. Very good. And the imposters were sensational. Number 2, would you tell us who you are, sir, and what you do when you're not imposting?
My name is Greg Winston. I'm a high school student, and I operate a small mail order firm in my spare time.
Welcome, Brother Winston. Number 3, how about you?
My name is Jim Bray, and I'm a 2nd lieutenant in the United States Army, stationed at Fort Dix, New Jersey.
Welcome, Jim. And we thank you, Kenneth Roberts and imposters, for playing to tell the truth. Thanks, Bob.